So apparently people need a video series on AAVE and why it's wrong to be a culture vulture that exploits it for clout. So AAVE is an acronym for African American Vernacular English, and it's a dialect of English that formed in the South amongst enslaved Black Americans, was passed down for generations, and moved throughout the country as we did. According to research from Oxford, its formation was first recorded all the way back in 1734. AAVE includes both grammatical structures and vocabulary, commonly mislabeled as slang, that both follow tradition and are constantly evolving. Those of us who grew up exposed to AAVE can intuitively tell when it's spoken right, spoken wrong, and spoken inauthentically. It's like if I moved to Sweden and started speaking Swedish even for the rest of my life, no matter how hard I tried, native speakers would be able to tell that I didn't grow up speaking Swedish because they would have generations of cultural context that I don't have. And it's the same thing for AAVE, which is why we know when a lot of you guys are faking it or forcing it. 2, for centuries, Black people have been oppressed and demeaned for using AAVE. Like in schools, children are told that speaking AAVE isn't proper or legitimate. In 1979, a lawyer successfully sued the Ann Arbor School District because Black students are facing academic discrimination because they spoke AAVE. Even more recently, Rachel Gintel, who was giving a key testimony about Trayvon Martin's killing, was speaking in AAVE and subsequently had her testimony ignored and called not credible. According to a Stanford linguist, this was a factor in George Zimmerman's not guilty verdict. Yeah, Lander Romano is definitely another one that exploits Black American culture for social clout, which once again translates directly into profits in the social media influencer industry. And I think a really easy telltale sign of this is when a lot of the content that these creators put out really lacks any sort of substance, but gets passed off as comedy for them literally doing things associated with Black American culture, often in a stereotypical or sort of mocking way. But if I were to individually make videos about every single influencer who did this, it would probably take years. So specific examples will probably stop here, but I'll make a lot more videos about this issue as a whole. Follow for more.
They ate left no crumbs. Who the fuck came up with this?
Gen Z didn't come up with those words. It's AAVE, so Black people did. And you don't have to use those words that were taken out of the Black community and spread around. You can use whatever language you want. But I would think, again, before criticizing it, it could come off really wrong.